Oh, looks like it's already heading on there. Okay. Hello. I didn't realize my timer thing had started. So, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday with family and friends. We sure did. Yes, I am comfy in my jammies. I know it's on, I looked and it's only 6 o'clock, and I was like, well, okay. But I am tired. Not sure I'll make it in live streams tonight. I don't know. Um, if I do, it'll be somebody that's on now, not later. So anybody that's on really later, it may not happen. So yes, I'm comfy. I got my jammies, my blanket. I'm comfortable. Well, I haven't been on lately because, excuse me, I have my headset thing in and it's sort of bugging me. Um, I haven't been on much lately. I've been trying to catch a stream here and there if I could. Um, my husband has been off of work. He was off during the holidays, the whole holiday time. And so I took that time just to be with my family. I had a great, great Christmas. I had all my family here, all my children, all my grandchildren, and we just had a wonderful, wonderful holiday. It flew by. It was almost like Christmas snuck up on us this year. And then all of a sudden it was gone. It's just like, okay, I'm having fun now, and then boom. And then the new year was the same way. I can't believe it's 2019. How crazy is that? Super crazy, actually. Although we have lived to see another year, so that's awesome. Um, Not everybody is that lucky. Um, I had a I had talked about this before. A boy that I had in he was a student in one of my classes one year. He's now 29. It tells you how old I am. And not that I consider myself old, because I really don't. But him and his wife had a baby, newborn baby. Everything seemed great, all that stuff. And the baby had a rare genetic something wrong, and she died. The baby died. They sent her home on with hospice care, and then the baby didn't live very long, and she died with them with her. It was really super sad. They will be able to have other babies with the help of like a lot of genetic things, with everything that they will be able to fertilize the egg, have embryos, whatever. They will implant the healthy embryos. They will test them to make sure they're healthy. Um, so it was very sad to lose their baby. They would have loved to have had her with them forever, and then she, she was full-term baby as well, and they were young, so there was no testing done, and no, there was no indication. And then, it was pretty sad. I have a friend that her daughter had a baby, and thank goodness everything's going really well now. Started off really scary for them, and I was so worried about them because honestly, I love this girl, my friend's daughter, as if she were my daughter. I really, really love her. And so I think things are going pretty well right now. She did have to have an emergency surgery on her C-section to clear up infection and stuff, and another thing to go through. So I can't even imagine that part of it. So there's a lot of people that need to keep in mind of what all we have to be grateful for in our lives when bad things happen to other people. Bad things can happen to us as well. Um, so yeah, I chose to spend time with my family and to be spend time with my husband, even though he's always on his phone. But you know, um, I wanted to spend time with him. Now, don't get me wrong, I got on my phone too, but usually it was just like Facebook or something. But mainly we just kind of spent time together. Took us forever to finally get Christmas things up. I know some people still have some Christmas stuff up. We have some stuff up outside, but not everything's taken in. So, it's all good. I've missed so many people. Missed being in streams and everything. So last night, because I've set up late every night, me and my husband, and we binge watched so many different shows that we had wanted to watch. Um, we got up yesterday at like lunch. Yeah, at lunch. So you know what that means. That means that last night I couldn't go to sleep. So I was up till like 2:30 this morning and had to be up at 6. So wait a minute. No, had to be up at 7. Is that right? Yeah, I had to be up at 7. I was so tired though. I haven't had a nap today. I had our little grandson today and he is so flippin' cute. Cutest little boy. He's precious. He will be 9. He's 8 months old. I can't believe he'll be 9 months this month. It's crazy. I see some other people are expecting grandbabies, and that's exciting. It's it's pretty awesome because it's a whole different phase of your life. Whole different phase. It's like you love them. Uh, everything they do is precious. Crying, when they cry, you feel horrible for them. You know, not that you didn't feel bad for your own, but you're raising your children and you're like, okay, that's enough, be quiet. But with your grandbabies, it's like, oh, come here. You feel really bad. But so I'm 54. I think I've said my age before. I'm not ashamed of how old I am or anything. And I don't really consider that to be old or ancient, anything like that. And I probably wouldn't think about age so much, but I have had to deal with an aging parent. So since I've had to deal with that, I think it makes me think about it that much more. So my mother lived here with us for 2 years. And I'm going to tell you, being a caregiver is not for wussies. It's just not. It is not an easy job at all. I'm just going to throw this out there. I admire nurses, especially nurses. Anybody that works in the healthcare profession that deals with elderly people, especially, because it's a whole new thing to deal with. And I think also it might be different because it depends on your relationship with your parent and how your relationship has been. So if you're ever considering bringing them into your home, you need to keep in mind of what kind of relationship you've had with your parent. If this is what you are willing to do. A lot of people, so judge me if you want to, that's perfectly fine. I do not cut off I don't enable my, or whatever you call it, my chat, my comment section. If you want to leave bad messages for me because I'm expressing something, then feel free to do that. That's okay. I'm really not that thin-skinned. I'm okay. You can't judge person ever until you can walk in their shoes. So you can never judge a person until you have actually walked in their shoes. With anything, to be honest, we really can't. I think it's easy for us to do that because we're human. And unfortunately, because we're human, we do judge. But so just throwing this out there, since I am expressing something about my life and my mom. I love my mom. Let me say that first of all, that I love her. She lived with us for 2 years, and it was a horrible 2 years for us. It was horrible. Um, I, felt like forever that I must be a horrible daughter because I hated her being here. I did not enjoy it. I felt trapped. I felt all kinds of ways. I felt mainly because my mom is, we're really different to start with, and we never had a awesome relationship, to be honest. It's hurting my hands, so I'm gonna prop this up on this pillow, which is on another pillow, so I don't like have to hold the phone up like that. Um, so we did not get along well here, and you know, I can judge her all day, but it doesn't change anything because I don't really know what her feelings were either. So I am at that point in my life now where I can look back on the situation and say, I don't really know how she felt. I don't know how my mom felt. I don't know anything about how she was feeling. My mom is not a she was never very expressive. My mother is still alive, by the way. She has not passed away. But she would not really tell you exactly how she felt. My mom was a very bossy. She could be very vindictive, manipulative, conniving, and all these sound like a horrible way to describe your parent. But I'm being honest. My mom, it was exactly that way. My mom is not that way now. My mom has been in a nursing facility. She lived here for 2 years. She's been in a nursing facility for 3 years now. And I go over there and take her things and visit with her. Our visits now are what I wish they had always been good. Unfortunately for my mom, she's going downhill, and my mom is dying every day. She's slowly withering away. My mom will be 80 in April if she makes it that long. Um, the nurse, I went yesterday, and the nurse told me yesterday that she said, we were talking about your mom. She seriously has like more than 9 lives. I was like, oh yeah, definitely. My mother has more than 9 lives. She has lived through many trying times in her life. I'm sure that made her like she was, which was kind of a bitter, angry person. Um, my mother was the kind of person that would take things out on you as a child, being her child. I moved out at a young age. It's just how she was. In other words, if my mom was having a bad day, you were going to have a bad day too. And that's just how she was. Um, I vowed I would not be that kind of mother. And I don't believe I have been. I'm sure I've done things maybe that have hurt my kids' feelings, or, I mean, there's no perfect parent, but I think that I have done pretty well as far as parenting my children. Um, yeah, your kids are funny though. I'm sure they'd be like, well, if you'd let me done this, or let me, really, come on now, you're grown. Figure it out, right? So, but anyway, so my mom now is in a nursing home. She's been there for 3 years. And like I said, she's dying every day. It is what it is with her life now. She cannot get up anymore. She can't walk around. Discovered not long ago when I was going over and taking her some food that she was having a hard time eating by herself. They kept telling me, no, she can eat fine by herself. No, she can't. No, she can't. So I had to call over there and make sure and told them, no, she cannot eat well by herself. I stayed one evening while they served their dinner and gave her her fork. She was like a child, like a little kid trying to eat out of a bowl, and food was going everywhere but her mouth. And I had noticed she was getting thinner and more frail. So I was like, no, she needs help. So now someone does go down and feed her. Uh, I went yesterday and I took her McDonald's, which she loves McDonald's. It's so funny, my mom had never been a person that liked sweets. Now she loves sweets. Um, she ate her McDonald's like it was going out of style, just like the best thing she'd ever eaten. I'm like, okay. And the man, one of the male nurses came in and he was like, I did feed your mother. And I said, well, I do believe you because I had thrown him under a bus recently because they said he was helping her eat, but I had come in and there was a salad bowl sitting right up here on her chest. I was like, if he considers that helping her, then we have a problem. And so they did take care of it. So he said, I promise you, I did help your mom eat. She did eat. And I said, I appreciate it. I said, this is just something extra then. She's enjoying it. And she ate all her food. Um, she doesn't look directly at you anymore. My mom looks at the ceiling. She says she sees, I'm like, one day I was like, Mama, what are you looking at? I call her Mama. I was like, Mama, what are you looking at? And she's like, up there on them. Do you see them? Like, sure, yeah, I see them. Do you see them? Look. And she stares up there all the time. And so sometimes your conversations are good and kind of on point, and then all of a sudden she's derailed, you know what I'm saying? Just like I was talking to her yesterday, and we were having a good conversation, and then she starts talking about a lady that came to her room. She said she was so pretty. She was dressed so nice. And I said, oh, that's nice. And we were talking about dying and all that. And I was like, yeah. And then she derails. And then she says, and then she took me to the nicest restaurant. And we had the best meal. And she fed me. Okay. So she's definitely in her own world, in her own area of the world. Uh, I don't know. She says that she sees my dad. My dad died a long time ago. My father died when I was 26. My mother was divorced from my dad. Why she's seeing him, I don't know. And then she talks about her dad a lot, about seeing her father, stuff like that. So, you know, it's always worth going to visit your parent. And always keep in mind, especially anybody really super young, that they're not going to be here forever, that's for sure. And like I said, did we have a great relationship? Not always, no. We definitely didn't. Um, Now, I wish we had had the relationship then that we have now. But we don't. We didn't. My mom was just always very critical and hard to be around. She was that way when she went into the nursing home. And then now, though, she's so different. So it's sad. They told me her body was breaking down. So like I don't know. She has all of these places on her, I guess, her body. It's just super sad to me. I don't know. Sort of depressing. Um, when you think about it in that kind of way. So, um, but anyhow, that's my mother update. Sad as it is. And, it's like I said, people can criticize or whatever, but being a caregiver is really, really super hard work. It's a very unappreciated job by many, and especially the family that doesn't help you. That's what I always think is pretty amazing. You're love to be criticized by people that do not even offer to help you. And even now, nobody helps, nobody goes, just me. My husband will go on occasion to help me, but it's just me. No siblings, nobody that goes. I have brothers, nobody goes. She has a brother. My mother has a brother that's still alive. When he thought she was dying before he was there, and now he's not there at all. So, go figure. I don't know. Um, that's just life, I guess. You know. I am looking forward, though, to a wonderful new year. And I'm looking forward to maybe trying to make some sort of content for myself. But I'm so busy with my grandbaby, little grandson. And then I get to go see my little granddaughter on occasion and be there for a month. And I love that. And then I have a granddaughter she'll be 14 in April. That's crazy. But she's growing up, so she doesn't seem to need us quite as much. But we sure do love her. Um, but I'm really looking forward to a new year. There's always so many possibilities, and I just, you know, I hope that people will be good to each other. I'm still seeing that people aren't. It just totally amazes me. I like so many different people, and I like people that don't like each other, and I'm not gonna let that bother me. Um, I'm careful where I'm at. Um, like I popped in a stream today. I had a great time in there. The short time I was there, had a phone call, and then I had to leave the stream, so I didn't get to finish watching the stream. Um, but like tonight, I'm tired, so I may not manage because tomorrow I have to get up at 6, and the little grandson's coming, so I may not manage. I'm not an early bird either. I'm a night owl. I like to stay up late. It's just me. But I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm not sure. I don't know. I could probably right now cut this light off over here to the side, and I could lay my head back and doze big time. Thinking, should I just go to bed? But if I go to bed right now, I'll be up at 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. Can't you see that? Well, maybe. Let's see. I don't know. I can sleep pretty long. I can sleep a pretty long time, to be honest. So, I am looking forward to having more subscribers. And I realize, though, in order to do that, I have to do more. And I haven't been doing that. I know. Haven't been doing that. So, I thought, you know what? I'm sitting here. I'm tired. I may sound like a crazy person. I'm not really sure. Um, but I'm going to get on and make a video. And just express to you my great holiday that I had. And I hope that you all did as well. And I see a lot of people are on like all the time, and some people are on 3 or 4 times a day. And I don't know where you have the time. I don't know where that comes from. I'm not really sure. But so I'm not going to stay on here any longer. That is just my little thing about that and about my mom. And just, appreciate your life that you have, because I never would have thought really, ever. I am pretty sure that I would have not really been thinking ever about getting older. I mean, because I don't consider myself to be old, being a grandparent or whatever. But when you have to deal with it. When you have to deal with a parent that can no longer manage on their own, you do start to think about your own mortality. You really do. That's all I can really tell you. You start to think about all these things that can happen, things that do happen, and everything else. And it is just what it is. So that's just where I was going with that. So, and I learned a new word today, and then I forgot it. Oh, God bless me, right? Well, I'm going to get off of here because I'm tired and I've been on here for 24 minutes. I'm tired, like I have to do anything physically. I'm just sitting here. I plan on going in some live streams in a few minutes. I have to make a phone call. So, no, I'm not drunk. I'm just tired. I sound like a drunk person because I'm like, slur, and so I'm sure people have made some resolutions, New Year's resolutions. My resolution for this year, though, has been, which is only for like this month, or maybe 2 months. I don't know. I'm, slow about those things. But started doing yoga. Something new. Yoga's my new thing. Still riding my bike, but I don't get to go as much as I did now because I have the grandbaby. But now I have yoga. Riding the bike. Trying to eat a little better, like more keto. Because try this month. I have a son getting married. We have a son. Our last child's getting married. So I'm going to try really hard to stay away from Starbucks. Yeah, that's my kryptonite. Starbucks. Had one yesterday. Made sure I had one to make sure before I started today. Today, so far, I've ate pretty well, which, by the way, I need to put that in my food journal. I started a food journal because it's very, very true. A lot of times we don't realize what we're stuffing in our face. So I thought, I want to hold myself accountable for everything I eat. And I've got to put in what I've eaten today. So I'm going to go do that right now before I sit here and go to sleep. No, I'm not drunk. Sure sound like I am, but I'm not. Happy New Year, guys. And I'll catch you guys in some live streams later. So please support my channel. Give me a shout out, please. Chatting with Dawn. That's what I do. Just chat. So I'm a pretty nice person. I'm not too mean. Catch you guys later. Bye.